Well, another uproar in the dining room again. Blows her top as usual. I'm surprised she didn't blow her top at me at first when I told her not to interrupt the man when he's talking business. Peter Adams came in, showing the dining room off to a couple. Well, a woman and her daughter. The woman was in a wheelchair. And started to say Peter. She did say Peter. And about the second time I told her, Alma, you shouldn't interrupt a man when he's talking business. Don't interrupt him. I'm surprised she didn't scream at me. Maybe she was ashamed to do it with the strangers in the room, but I didn't press it because I didn't want her to fly off the handle like she tends to do. Anyway, as long as she didn't say anything. But later on, came in to, and with the wheelchair, they had, with Beep in a wheelchair, she has to shove in the direction that Beep Beep sits. And so Beep Beep wanted to go over and move the chair that Beep has next to her on the right, so they could move Beep over to the right and give Beep Beep more room. Well, I know that set Beep off, and she started screaming the usual stuff, and it don't make a bit of sense. And she was called Beep Beep, the fat old white woman, which kind of, she really lost it when she started calling people that, which, by the way, I think it'd be a good idea if we want to get Beep to be moved. I think she ought to go to a table herself, all by herself. Then she can scream all she wants. They got to place a room over by the window for her. I think that's a great idea. And well, I told her that she'd be at a table by herself if with these tantrums she's throwing. And I went over to talk to Beep Beep, and she was sitting at another table, and I said, you should let her run you off. And she said, well, I've already told him I'm going to move. So anyway, I guess she's gone. Another one. Now for 10 years, Beep has been at this table, and she's not about to go, she thinks. But I might talk to someone. And I don't know who to talk to. I'm tired of her tantrums. And she gives me all kinds of insults too. Especially when she said that I was Beep Beep's boyfriend. That's irritating. She's got a dirty mind, actually. So we'll see. No one will ever sit by her because of these tantrums she shows, and they can come up at a moment's notice because she's extremely vain. One of the things that causes vanity. Well, we'll see what happens about this. Maybe someone will take the initiative and put her somewhere else if they, she'll stop screaming in a day or two. Oh, what a clown. But I'm not leaving unless someone makes me, because I just won't talk to her. It doesn't bother me that much. Although I felt I had to say something when she accused me of having a girlfriend. This fat old white woman. I can't remember how I got in this conversation. When she brought the subject up that I was Beep Beep's boyfriend. I don't recall having said anything. I was just watching. I mean, it's like a comedy of going on in front of you, but I don't know how she brought me into it. Well, it actually shows what's behind her, in her mind, that she usually tries to avoid saying, you know. She uses this, oh, aren't you pretty and you're wonderful, all this stuff. It's just a control mechanism on her part. She has some of them fooled who don't have to sit next to her and listen to her. I believe she would be satisfied if they'd put her somewhere where she could see by herself, where she could see who's coming and going, who's going to the bathroom. Right where she is now, she can see who's coming off the elevator when they pass in front of that window, and who goes to the bathroom, and who comes into the dining room. If she could see that much, and she was sitting by herself, I think she might be satisfied. But I think she would take up the not having to sit there at this table and run people off from it whenever she got mad, which is quite frequent, of course. On the other hand, maybe the solution is just to let it ride. I mean, I don't have to talk to her, so I can just mind my own business, let her go about hers. If they want to leave her there, I think they ought to move her myself. There were a whole bunch of people listening to Alma make these racist remarks. Now, if a white person did it, they'd be out the door in about the next 24 hours. Let's see what they do about this. Absolutely inexcusable. So we'll see what they do about this. There were plenty of witnesses there watching, trying to calm things down. Well, she's spouting off these racist remarks, which we get a white person thrown out of this place right now. So let's see what they do about her.